Happy Sunday again, everybody. Steve here. So I was out on a trip recently. I was with a buddy of mine, and we were standing outside waiting for our car to come to take us to the hotel. We just got through flying, and he had this tree nearby, and there was a bird that landed in it. And he said something, and I was like, "What in the world?" And he took a little video of it, and said something, and was laughing. I was like, "What are you talking about?" He was talking about the silly little clip or GIF or whatever that comes up that people have done. It is kind of funny, but it's basically these people walking through the woods, and they look up and they see, and the guy goes, "Hey, is that a mockingbird?" And then the video cuts to the bird's face, and it goes, "Hey, is that a mockingbird? Is that a mockingbird?" It's like it's mocking him. And so it's just silly, really, But I was reading in Psalms. Now I'm in the book of Psalms, and Psalms 1, verse 1, right off the bat. Here's something. It says, "Blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers." So I read that. I was like, what is a mocker? I've seen that a lot. What is mocker? What is when you mock something, or what a mocker is one who mocks. What is that? And I'm just sharing. I'm not a pastor or anything else. I feel like I have to kind of keep adding these disclaimers on. This is just my own little research curiosity stuff that I'm just sharing with y'all. Hope it's a blessing to you. But what is someone who jeers? So a mocker is one who jeers or treats someone or something with contempt. And those who don't simply ignore wisdom, like the fool does, but who actively oppose wisdom by demeaning those who are wise. And it's basically showing contempt for something. It's kind of disingenuous as well, because it's kind of done with the intent of kind of humor, but its intent is to demean, to put something down, to show light of something. And there's a lot of stuff on TV these days that do this, and I find myself when it comes on and they delve into they tease Christianity or make fun of something, not in a lighthearted way or anything. It's demeaning, and it's uncomfortable watching, and I find myself going, "Okay, I'm out of here." This is just things that come on any comedy shows these days that add religion into a skit or something like that. I find disturbing, and it has a mocking tone, and that's kind of what it seems to me that it kind of comes down to is the tone, the intent. There's a lot of like the Charlie Kirk videos where he's talking with people, and what people sometimes will come on and mock, things, Christianity or things like that just bothers me. And that kind of also gets into the realm of like sarcasm as well. Sarcasm basically, as definition, is irony employed in the service of mocking or attacking or conveying contempt. There was a video. It was kind of a silly Saturday Night Live video that it was this guy's animal training technique, and basically in his thing, it was Will Ferrell, and he was his training technique was to use sarcasm on animals, and so it's got this basset hound, which are just like the sweetest faced dogs, and he's just kind of looking at it. He's just like, "Oh, do you not like that food that I prepared for you? Oh, I'm sorry that it's not good enough for you." And he was basically like mocking the dog or showing that, start being overly sarcastic and taking that kind of tone. And that was his training thing. The dog's kind of going, "Oh, okay." I'm sorry, am I sitting in your seat now? And getting them off the couch and all. It's just, again, silly, but it kind of, is the point. Um, so mocking and sarcasm, and this hits for me. What's the point here? What am I trying to get at? Because I like to tease a lot. And so it got bothered me, and it got me going, okay, well, do I delve into that? Do I get into sarcasm and mocking and things like, do I do that? And I did a quick little search, and, what is the difference between mocking and teasing? And I found that basically it comes down to intent, basically. So mocking it often is a more negative or hostile connotation, can be meant to belittle or humiliate. The tone's harsh, derisive. Mocking may involve imitating someone in a way that highlights their flaws or mistakes. And in the context, typically occurs in situations where one person seeks to assert superiority over another, often in a hurtful manner. That's mocking. Teasing, usually intended to be lighthearted and playful, can be a form of friendly banter among peers. More playful and affectionate, though, can still be misinterpreted depending on the relationship context, so you got to be careful. And often occurs in friendship or social settings where there's mutual understanding and trust. Teasing can be strengthen bonds if done appropriately. Appropriately is the key. So basically, mocking is typically more negative and hurtful. Teasing is often playful and can be benign or affectionate. I like to tease. I teased the kids a lot sometimes growing up, and it was always being careful, and you had to watch and pay attention if the person's taking it wrong, or you had to be careful, and that's something I kind of struggle with sometimes is knowing when. Arlene kind of points that out a lot. You got to know when to stop, pull the plug on it. But really, I mean, mocking, to assert dominance, to hurt, to show contempt, to belittle. Those are the people that you want to avoid, and the words you want to avoid as well. Ephesians 4:29, Paul says, don't let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building up others according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. So, I mean, our words should lift up, not to mock, not to put down, not to belittle or show contempt, to lift up. And how do we handle that? I mean, when we're mocked and belittled, Proverbs 9:7, whoever corrects a mocker invites insults. Whoever rebukes the wicked incurs abuse. So really, I mean, it's clear. I mean, if somebody's trying to show you contempt and all, you just Jesus was mocked. After he was, they handed him over to the Romans, he was mocked, and they put a crown of thorns on his head and put him in a robe and mocked him. Well, you're a king, and showed contempt and mocked him, and he didn't say a word. He didn't let it get to him. He let his actions speak for who he was. So that's a lesson for me personally to take and to watch and to be careful. And so my words should lift up and lift other people up. And teasing, if done correctly and with the right intention, can show affection, but you got to be real careful. So as always, you got to be real careful with the words you use. So I hope this was a blessing for you. It was a little lesson for me as well. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Take care.